what tattoo do I regret the most? Where do I start? It was one time, I just turned 19 years old. It was Friday the 13th, classic, I know. And I get to the place, the guy's like, these are all the tattoo ideas that we got for Friday the 13th. They were all huge. And I was just like, man, I just got this tattooed, I got my back tattooed, I'm gonna be so tatted up. Slap that shit on there, boom. And he puts the thing on, he tattoos it exactly the way it was. It was actually a Hellboy reference from the artist who made Hellboy. I didn't really like comic books like that. I liked manga, but I didn't like comic books. So I was like, I'm already starting off completely in left field, which is fine. I realized as soon as I walked out of the tattoo place, and when I tell you as soon, like, I mean, like, I literally opened the door, turned left to start walking toward my car, and I could tell in that moment, I was like, what have I done? Let's see. The longest session that I've ever actually sat through was on my leg. It's covered up right now, but it is basically a chupacabra, and it is a bunch of rats wrapped up at the tail. I was like, this is sick. It's a realistic tattoo. It's done by my boy Mike Hollows out of Staten Island. He is so good. I'm gonna tell you right now, the leg hurt so much. Not as bad as my elbow, but I remember it hurt so much. Like just going back here behind the leg, I was like, oh. The upper thigh, I can't even imagine what it's like to get done the inside of the thigh. Right now, I only got the outside, but that one I think I sat through maybe 12, 14 hours over the course of 2 days, which is more than I've ever sat for anything. Ooh, my most painful tattoo, which is honestly, a lot of people will say that this one's not bad at all. It was my elbow. When I first get this elbow right here, I wanted to black out the tip of my elbow. I wanted this whole thing to be black as hell. I wanted to get a nice flower just to start it out, black the elbow out. That took so long to black it out. I remember laying there just like this, holding my elbow out, and he was just like, all right, bend your elbow more. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I just imagine him just like, I'm bending it and there's just more space for him to just keep going over it. I'm like, and he would just go over it and then over it and over it and over it. And I remember he looked at me and he was just like, I don't know what's going on. The ink ain't staying in there. We're just gonna have to keep doing it. And I was there, I remember just being like, at a certain point when you're in so much pain, the rest of your body just feels it. I remember he was just doing it and I was just like, ah.